in the Balkan Peninsula, with the mainland surrounding by the Mediterranean Sea. A very interesting fact. The second fact is about city-states. City-states, yes. Well, what is important? Greece in the ancient times was divided into city-states named polis. Each city has or had its own government and way of life. Athens and Sparta were most prominent. Athens and Sparta. Well, because we mentioned the city-states or the polis, now let's mention one of the most important facts about ancient Greece, the birth of democracy. Athens is often credited as the birthplace of democracy, where citizens participated in a decision-making. From there, the democratic vote was born. Yes, democratic vote. Good. Well, we cannot live Athens without philosophy, right? Ancient Greece was home to famous philosophers like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, who made a significant contribution to the modern philosophy like we are knowing it today. They laid the root for the modern philosophy. Well, another important fact is Olympics, the Olympics Games. Well, the ancient Olympic Games originated in Greece and were held in Olympus to the honor of the Zeus god. They were held in Olympus or Olympia to honor the god Zeus. This is how the Olympic Games were born. Well, what is ancient Greek without goddess and goddesses? Gods and goddesses. Well, the Greek mythology featured a pantheon of gods and goddesses. I think the most of them in all mythologies. Well, most of the well-known gods are Zeus, which was the primary god, the mind god, Hera, which was his wife, Poseidon, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, and so on. So these were just a few of them. Ares, for example, another one which is the god of war. Mythical heroes. Well, beside gods, in ancient Greece we had mythical heroes. Heroes like Hercules, Achilles, or Odysseus, which played an important role in the Greek mythology among the gods of gods. Right, the next one, which is the eight. sometimes it's called Odysseus. Right, and it's about the returning of Ulysses in Ithaca, its homeland after the Trojan War. Right, the next fact, it's about architecture. Well, Greek architecture is characterized by structure like the Parthenon, with its column and pediments, like the background which I choose. But that was in the ancient times, because today they tried also a more natural one, architecture, more common one. But this is how they built temples and places of worships and great structures in ancient times. Democracy in Athens. Athenian democracy allowed male citizens to vote on laws and policies, but they excluded women, slaves and foreigners. Women, slaves and foreigners. Good. But that was in ancient times, so this is how the democracy was born in Athens. Good. Well, I mentioned the Sparta, the Spartan society. Spartan society. Well, the Spartan society was a militaristic society, and the boys underwent rigorous training from young age, from age of 6. They were trained in rigorous military style. The Persian Wars, which is the 12th fact. The Greeks fought against the Persians in the Persian Wars, notably at the battles of Marathon, Thermopylae, and Salamis. Marathon, Thermopylae, and Salamis. We're gonna stay in the war side because the next one is the Peloponnesian War. Athens and Sparta, leading to opposing alliance, fought in the Peloponnesian War, resulting in the decline of both city-states. So yes, Athens fought Sparta, and they were enemies in ancient Greek. Alright. The next fact is about Pericles, an influential Athenian statesman. Pericles led during a period of flourishing arts and culture known as the Golden Age of Athens. Good. Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi is dedicated to Apollo. Apollo was a revered religious she where people sought prophecies. Good. Now let's switch the page, because this one is done. And the next facts, a row of facts list, it's from 16 to 34. And the first one poets like Aeschylus, Sophocles and Aristophanes. Aeschylus, Sophocles and Aristophanes. Okay, well, because we are on the Greek ancient history lesson, we need to mention Alexander the Great. Well, Alexander the Great was a student of Aristotle, created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to India. Well, I made a video about the great empire of Alexander, so if you want to see it, a very calming video, please click on the top right corner in the card. Right. Hellenistic period, which is the next fact, which is the fact number 19. Following Alexander's death, the Hellenistic period saw a blending of Greek culture with those of the conquered regions. Let's switch to mathematics a little bit, to geometry. It's the next fact, which is the 20th fact. It's about Euclid. It's known as the father of geometry. Euclid's work, Elements, had a profound impact on mathematics. Right, that's why some part of the geometry, or the plane geometry, it's called Euclidean geometry. And we're gonna remain in the field of science. The next one is Pythagoras. Well, the Pythagorean theorems, or Pythagoras theorem, it was a fundamental principle of geometry, and it's attributed to him. Right, democracy flaws. Criticism of Athenian democracy were voiced by philosophers like Plato, who believed in philosopher kings. Right. Spartan woman. The 23rd fact. Spartan woman enjoyed more rights and privilege compared to the woman in other Greek city-states. Well, that's an interesting fact. Well, we're gonna talk that in a militarized state like Sparta, women had more rights and privilege than in the other polices in was declared to allow safe travel for athletes and spectators. Now, Delian League, an alliance led by Athens to counter Persian threats, but it later became an Athenian Empire. The next fact, which is 28 in our list, it's the Spartan hegemony. After the Peloponnesian Wars, Sparta briefly held hegemony over Greece. Sparta briefly held hegemony over Greece. 29. The Greek colonization. Greeks established colonies across the Mediterranean, spreading their culture and influence. You can find Greek ruins in the Middle East, even in Africa, like in Egypt and Libya, and also running all the Mediterranean areas. Archimedes, a renowned mathematician and inventor. Archimedes made significant contribution to the geometry and physics. Africa. Yeah. Archimedes. Well, he discovered floating, how objects can float away on the water. So the floating system. Democracy limits. Athenian democracy excluded a large portion of population, including the non-citizens. Well, actually non-citizens, they didn't have the rights to vote or to participate in the decision making in the Athenian. The 30 tyrants. Following the Peloponnesian War, a pro-Spartan oligarchy known as the 30 tyrants briefly ruled Athens. Well, the 33 fact it's about the theater of Dionysus. The theater is located in Athens, and it's considered the birthplace of Greek drama. And hosted theatrical competitions. We speak about the Oracle of Delphi, but what about the Oracle of Dodona? Another important oracle site in ancient Greece, dedicated to Zeus and known for its prospheric priestesses, is the Oracle of Dodona. Alright, the second page is done. The list. And we are on the third list from 35, the fact number 35. And it's again about the Spartan woman's influences. Well, it seems that Spartan women were known for their education and influence, supporting the militaristic society. Yes. 36. The Agora. The Agora, or Agora, we say in Europe, was the central marketplace and civic center in many Greek Greek city-states where people gather together to change opinions. The Agora. Well, it's quite interesting, right? I told you now it's the part of less known facts. Sophistes, it's the 37th fact. Professional educators and rhetoricians. Sophistes played a role in teaching persuasive skills. Yes, Sophistes. The 38th fact. Draco's Code. Draco was an Athenian lawmaker. Is known for his harsh legal code, where offences were often punished by death. Even the slightest one were punished by death. Maybe you heard about Draco's Code. Draco's Code. 39. Eratosthenes, an ancient Greek mathematician and astronomer. Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. So even from there it was proved that Earth is spherical and not flat. Good to know. So even from the ancient time there are proofs that Earth is spherical and not flat. The 41, the 40 fact. Stoicism. Well, what is Stoicism? Maybe you can use this as a daily word, but what is the origin, from where it originates? The philosophical school of Stoicism, founded by Zeno of Citium, emphasized virtue, self-control, and resilience in the face of challenges. That's why it's called Stoicism. Right. Now, let's talk about the 41. Klepsydra Water Clocks. Well, yes, the first clocks were used by ancient Greeks because they invented the measure of time. Ancient Greeks used water clocks called Klepsydra to measure time. These devices consisted of a container that allowed water to drip at a steady rate, helping to track the passage of time during speeches in courts and debates. Well, this is the ancient way of Klepsydra, because now we know that the common Klepsydra is using sand instead of water, but look, in the ancient Greeks, instead of sand they used Klepsydra filled with water, and they named them water clocks. The next one, the 42, it's Spartan Crypteia. The Crypteia was a secretive institution in Sparta, where young Spartan Gnosis Crypteia were sent into the countryside to survive on their own and hone their survival skills, including stealth and hunting. This is some sort of spying, but not in the meaningful way. So, the Crypteias were sent in the countryside or other countries to survive in their own and hone their survival skills. Whoa, that was a roof line there. The 43 fact. Theoric fund. Athens had a fund called the Theoric Fund, which subsidized citizens tickets to attend theatrical performance and festivals. So this theory fund subsidized citizens tickets to attend theatrical performance and festival. This way, to ensure the cultural participation among the population. Well, this reflects how important the culture was in ancient Greece, So, alright, now, again returning to sport. Ancient Greek wrestling, yes, they had ancient Greek wrestling. In addition to the well-known Olympic wrestling, the Greek practiced a form of wrestling called pankration, which allowed almost any form of physical combat except for biting and eye gouging. So everything was allowed. That's why it's named the Greek wrestling. Alright, we are at the 45. 5 to go. Astronomical theories of Anaxagoras. Anaxagoras, a pre-Socratic philosopher, proposed early theories about astronomy, suggesting that the moon reflects the sun's light and that the stars were fairy stones. Interesting. Well, actually, he had right in the way of the moon that reflects the sun's light. Ancient Greek hairdressing, the number 46. Ancient Greek hairdressing. Hairdressing was considered an important aspect of grooming in ancient Greek. They used various tools including metal hairpins and curling irons, and hairstyles often conveyed social status and identity. Interesting. Right, so we can say they invented the hairstyling. 47. Demeter's illusion mystery. The Eleusinian mysteries dedicated to the goddess Demeter were secret religious rituals that promised to initiate a more favorable afterlife. The details of these ceremonies were kept strictly confidential. 48. The Delian League, treasury of Delius, initially formed to defend against Persian threats. The Delian League treasury was stored in the islands of Delos. Over time, the treasury was moved to Athens, contributing to its rise of powers. Very interesting, right? Good. 49. Greek slingshot ammunition. Ancient Greeks slingers used a variety of projectiles, including lead bullets inscribed with messages or curses meant to intimidate the enemies. Wow, that's also a practice used also today, but instead of stones, today we are signing on bombs. Right. is famous for its fables. Well, short stories featuring animal with moral lessons. His fables, such as the tortoise and the hare, continue to be popular. Moral tales today. Well, this was the last one, but believe me, this list was very interesting because we cover like the most important and less known facts about ancient Greece in just 50 lines, or let's say a list of 50 facts. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, like always, and don't forget to subscribe